What is going on, everyone? How are you all doing? This is the X here at Magn Crypto. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some news, very important news regarding some cryptocurrencies, altcoins in particular. And we're also going to be breaking down the market. And I'm seeing a lot of price explosions, as I've been saying for the last week or so. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. So first and foremost, we have a very, very important update. And this is, I'm actually late. I'm late with this one. I only saw this about a few days ago. But it came out, I think, 27th or 28th of April. So about over a week and some change. And that is that the 1-inch decentralized exchange, one of my favorites, because it aggregates all the, all the different exchanges available, and it gives you the best trades available out of all of them. So it makes our job very easy. So what they've done is they've created a mobile app. So I just checked on my phone, unavailable. 1-inch have gone ahead and created a fantastic product, completely secure. Let's look into the article and see what they're actually saying, what they put into this app. So it's available on the iOS app, on the iOS store. So the purpose of this app is to create, as they say, a mobile-friendly way to perform token swaps, trades, and other transactions. According to the press release shared with the block, the application will launch in stages. The first stage will focus on highly secure wallet implementation with swaps, staking, governance, and liquidity pools will be introduced at later stages. So the initial stage will be focusing on just having highly secure wallet implementation with the swaps. So that's the basics, and then staking and governance will be introduced later on. In addition, the app boasts other features including push notification functionality, iCloud encrypted backup, and support for EIP618 payment requests, meaning users can pay using URLs. So basically, they've looked at the demand. A lot of people are using the web browsers, and they've gone ahead and listened to the people, what they want, and created a mobile app. So this is fantastic to see. Puts them one step ahead of the competition. Everyone is using their phones, of course, so this could bring more volume towards 1-inch potentially, which is very good. I do think 1-inch is undervalued crypto from the decentralized exchanges, and I think it's going to keep doing well. It's a fantastic team, and we're going to look at 1-inch. I think they in the TA session at the end of this video, because it looks like they were breaking out. So 1-inch, fantastic update, doing fantastic at the decentralized exchanges. I think it's going to do well going forward. So keep an eye out on that. Next, we have an article from the Bank of England, or the governor, saying that investors should be prepared to lose all their money. Going into the article, he's saying that there's no intrinsic value, and people who invest in them should be prepared to lose all their money. They mentioned Dogecoin and Bitcoin doing very well in 2017, but then it crashed, down to 3,122 a year later, which was a crazy bear market, and a lot of people lost money because they thought it was going to keep going on forever. So he's saying it's got no intrinsic value, and he said bluntly, if you're going to buy them, prepare to lose your money. And to carry on, he says investing in crypto assets, I think this is from the FCA, investing in crypto assets or investments and lending linked to them generally involves taking high risk with investors' money, the Financial Services Watchdog said in Jan. If consumers invest in these types of products, they should be prepared to lose all their money, blah, blah, blah. Bitcoin has gone up 90% in the past year, thanks to rising interest from institutional investors. Blah, blah, blah. So that's the main thing he's saying. And, normally we don't like to agree with the regulators. Most of the time we don't like them because they ruin the show. However, I completely agree with what he said. Because if you're over-investing with money that you can't afford to lose, if something happens, which a lot of times, crypto is extremely volatile, if your investment goes south, could easily go down 50% at this moment. 80% in the bear market. If that's money you need, then that's going to be a big problem. You're going to be too emotionally invested in your investment to hold steady if it was just a short dip. So if you're over invested, you're more likely to, let's say it dips 40%, right? This happens all the time, especially in altcoins. And you panic, you take your money out, you lost 40%. It goes back up, you add it again, it dips again. You do the same thing, you repeat until your money's gone down to zero. So I completely agree with him. If you invest money that you can afford to lose, then you could just put it away. I don't care what happens. I'll look at it in 6 months. That's a better approach to have because you're not as emotionally invested. You can think more logically, and also it won't ruin your life if something bad happens. Especially for a beginner, you're more likely to make a lot of mistakes. So I actually agree completely with what this man is saying. But the rest of it, probably he's talking nonsense. So this article is about Ethereum's success. Now, what they're saying essentially is that Ethereum has performed better than Bitcoin in the last year or two. And it went from Ethereum's market cap being 1/10 of Bitcoin. Now it's roughly 1/3 of the size, which is crazy. And it hasn't even reached ETH 2.0. So imagine when that happens. Now, the reason why they're saying is potentially because of ETH's underlying technology, which allows it far greater utility in the emerging industry of decentralized finance. 100% agree. It's like, because they're an operating system where you can actually build things on, and it's got the first mover's advantage, everyone is going nuts building applications on it. DeFi is one of the booming markets on Ethereum. So of course the value is going to explode exponentially. That's why a lot of people believe ETH is going to overtake Bitcoin in due time, because you've got basically another internet, a version of internet being built on Ethereum, whereas Bitcoin is a store of value. Of course, it's still a big thing, especially the type of store of value it is. But if you have, a whole ecosystem being built on another platform, then that could explode. Imagine a Microsoft on Ethereum. It probably won't happen because Ethereum is until it solves the scalability issues and things like that, it can't get to level. But that's the kind of thing you got to think about, and that's why it can leverage the platform and be of greater value than Bitcoin in the end. Mr. Winklevoss mentions DeFi, NFTs, and more all being built on Ethereum. 100% correct. And there you go. What Bitcoin offers to decentralized finance, Ethereum offers to decentralized entire internet. That's a lot of value that can be decentralized. Near limitless potential has led some experts to suggest that Ethereum could even one day surpass Bitcoin in terms of overall value. That's what I said. This week alone, its market cap has already overtaken one online payments giant in the form of PayPal. That's a big milestone. And it's probably going to continue. There's so many issues that need to be solved on Ethereum and applications on Ethereum, that once they start fixing this, once they get more efficient, it's going to be nuts. So if you're not in Ethereum, you're making a mistake. So lastly, to finish this article, Bitcoin has captured the attention of millions of investors, but Ethereum offers an alternative. With Ether's dollar valuation significantly lower, the Bitcoin also appeals to investors who want to own whole coins, something which is now more expensive to achieve with Bitcoin. Now, this is actually something that I've experienced in my own life with some of my friends who are not crypto, but I talk about crypto with them. And they look at Bitcoin saying, I don't want to own that because I can't own a whole coin, I can only own a fraction. And I always try to explain, it doesn't matter necessarily that you need to own a whole coin, it's about the percentage increase of the cryptocurrency. So you can own a tenth, but you can still benefit from the increase in value, so it doesn't really matter. But that is the mindset of beginners. They think, I can't own this coin, so I'm not going to buy it. I can't own a whole coin, so I won't buy it. I want to try and own a whole coin of something else. So this is 100% right in what they say. So newcomers will look at Ethereum rather than Bitcoin thinking, I can afford a whole ETH token, so I'm going to do that instead of looking at Bitcoin. So this again could push it forward, potentially closer to Bitcoin's market cap. With the widespread usage of Ethereum's network following its latest upgrades, the cryptocurrency continues to offer a lot of opportunities to developers and investors. Again, at the end of the day, that's the potential it has to overtake, because it's a platform where it can build, you can build dApps, applications, and ecosystems like the DeFi market right now. So very, very interesting article. This is probably more catered for beginners, as most of us kind of know what ETH is about. Nonetheless, let's have a look at the market quickly. Cosmos Atom is exploding. I did mention, I was looking at this for a long time. You know, this pattern was breaking out in the last few days, as you can see here, but it was testing some resistance. But now, boom, $32. You know, it's rejecting now. People are taking profits, but what we can probably see is for it to find some support, potentially around $25. That's the major level. So you can see all these wicks, all these sell orders around here. So it could retrace, find some support, and then rocket off towards $45, towards $50. That's the next major level. You can see I'm looking to take some profits around that level. That's just my own personal profit taking targets. Furthermore, 1 inch is doing well. After making new highs, it's continuing to surge. As I said, the next major target is going to be $10. So watch out for that. It may retrace a little bit, find some support, maybe even, I don't know, back down to that top of this high, $5.60. But most likely it's going to be around these wicks if it retraces. But it's basically, it's off now. It's off, you know, out the door. It's going to start running now. Another crypto that I mentioned in the last few videos was SNX. Now, it's not a massive breakout, $20.50, but you can see it's breaking out of this counter trend line. Once a week, and confirm for at the end of the week in a few days, it's on. It's going to start building, going back towards $25 and then beyond. So it's still time if you want to, you know, catch this trade. Obviously, that's my unsolicited, professional advice, but you know, have a look at that. What happens normally with Atom Cosmos is whenever Atom Cosmos goes on a run, all the cryptos in the ecosystem tends to follow suit. So it's a weird thing, they all go in tangent. So you can see Carva is starting to make moves as well. It'd be good to see it get past the previous high, and then we can see that push towards the top of this Fibonacci that I placed a long time ago, and then it's going to start going towards $10 and beyond. Lastly, I want to finish off with having a look at Link. So Link is actually looking very, very bullish. It wants to continue its run. So you can see small retracement, and now it's looking to go off probably past $55 towards 60. That's the next major level, and then we'll probably see some retracement. So keep an eye out on Link. Lastly, or let's have a look at Ethereum quickly. I did mention this in the private Telegram group. This is looking ripe. It's already broken out. Basically, I sent a message to the Telegram group saying if Bitcoin breaks out of this counter trend line, then it's going to be ripe to move towards $61,000, and that's what's happening. So Bitcoin is looking ready to take over once again. Also, Ethereum is looking still hot. It doesn't want to stop. So you can see a lot of buy demand. If it continues like this, you can see it dipped, but people are snapping up Ethereum at a very fast rate. So it's probably going to push this on past the previous high, 3,600 towards 4,000. That's probably going to be the next major level, especially because it just retraced over here. So once it gets past all the resistance, boom, it's going to be off 3.7, 3.8 towards 4,000. So the market's looking green. Happy to take advantage, take a little bit of profit if you need to, I would say, but this is only going to be the beginning. I think probably up until June, it's going to be going up all the way into June, and then we're going to see some kind of correction, maybe late June or July. That's my prediction. So that'll be the end of this video. Hopefully you got some value from that, and see you in the next one. Peace.